So welcome to part 2 of how I'm learning Japanese. This video is all on how I make my notes, so if you haven't seen the video on the resources I use, go and watch that first because I'm going to be referencing a lot of the resources. So first of all, as currently I'm just reviewing kind of N5 level stuff, and I've been using the lists of grammar and things like that online. So I've just been using a folder, and I've literally just written up the lists of vocab because this is all revision anyway, so it's not like I've had to learn most of them I know. And yet I've tried to highlight like the verbs, e-adjectives, n-adjectives in different colours just to kind of filter it. As I'm going through the list, if there are words that I'm not so sure of, I'll just write them up again. So I've just got the translation, and I always write it with the kanji because I'm trying to learn more kanji. My kanji is not good. So I try to use the kanji instead of the hiragana when I'm writing it. For learning kanji, so the N5 kanji that I'm using with this book, I literally just write the kanji, onyomi reading, kunyomi reading, and the meaning of the character. And yeah, that's it. It's pretty basic. And then I did do this, I printed out this kanji practice, but it doesn't match up with the book I'm using that was using a different kanji list. So I have made another one that follows the kanji in this book. I just haven't printed it out yet, but I will use that at some point. For grammar, I just follow the lists online and use the dictionary to just sort of write up brief explanations. Like, they're very brief explanations. It's just kind of how it's used in the sentence and what it's translated as. I know a lot of them can't be translated, but yeah, I just write, and then I write example sentences. And the sort of the thing I'm looking at is in blue. So like these endings are in blue, and then in the sentence they're also in blue. Just to try and colour coordinate it a bit. I also printed out Cinderella in Japanese, but I haven't got around to reading that yet. I'll just highlight words and things that I don't know, grammar points I'm not sure on, and then just sort of write notes on those. With the 90 Days of Japanese series, so again, like Korean, I have a grammar book and a vocab book. I actually haven't written in my grammar notebook for ages. This is like going back to last year. I was still using the really thick pens. I can't remember which pens they were. They say fine point, but like it's not good for writing Japanese ink because the kanji gets all like mushed together. And yeah, there's not really any colour coding in this one. I just have the Japanese written in different colours. It just goes through blue, green, purple and pink. There's no colour coding, it's just written in colour. So yeah, I just write what the grammar point is and then just write a brief explanation and example sentences. So I'll probably sort of change that up a bit when I go back to those books, just to sort of make things easier and actually use some kind of colour coding. And for vocab, I just write up the words from each lesson. I did change to Muji pens because they're much thinner, they're much easier to write kanji with. Again, there's no colour coding with this. It's just each lesson is written in a different colour. Also, for the grammar, I started making flashcards because they just give you the structure, so it's easier to just write up the structure on flashcards because it's just the key information. Again, there's no colour coordination, it's just each lesson's a different colour. So yeah, it's got the key points. So here, the point of the structure is that it uses te form, so each te is highlighted. Actually, I haven't highlighted in the examples, which I probably should have. I can do that, I'll do that later. Yeah, it's just things like particles and things like that that are highlighted. It's things on different forms. And yeah, I just use different colours for each lesson. There's no sort of colour coordination with that one. So that's it for how I'm learning Japanese. That's how I'm taking my notes. So hope that helped anyone else who's learning Japanese. I wanted some tips on making notes and what resources to use. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful, and I'll see you next time.